Hi guys, how you doing? So, at the beginning of every video, this will be implanting things of how I'm trying to dive deep into your subconscious memory. Okay, so tarot cards and stuff will start soon, but if people could literally please leave a timestamp below so people can, when they see the sun, moon, rising and Venus, if they've seen it, you can skip through it and then go to the reading. Okay, but I very much would appreciate just a moment of your time. So one thing that I really do offer, and it's had great feedback, but it's constant stuff that comes to me. Okay, so I'm going to teach you about a lot about vocabulary, but a flair, but to focus your energy and direct it to where you're truly supposed to be going, of where I can dive deeper into your subconscious memory to literally trigger off the responses of where you find responsibility for one's own actions. Okay, now a lot of this might seem very kind of physical, but it's physical and metaphysical. It's how we deal with things in the actual physical that lead to the 3D response of time, which is still time. Okay, it's the time of separation that you take, where people can take from your subconscious memory, and why that is so important, and things that people are missing. Okay, because you end up missing in action and not realizing why retrograde still brings the same lesson around again when you think that you've got it, but then someone comes back for round 3D. Okay, so why it happens in the 3D, because it's an energy tear and an energy flare of physics and also metaphysics, but it's also the response of a flare. So you can have a flare up and a tear up, but if you have a flare up and a tear up, you're tearing the time-space continuum of the 7 chakras that run through your body. So this is a lot of stuff that I will teach people about metaphysical and connection of where people still drain your energy psychically. So psychically, it's still projecting forward a focus of where I can focus my energy on your DNA coding system of obviously like the Matrix, and it will break down that coding for me, that will give it to me to give it to you. It triggers a response. What I've learned through a lot of these Skype call consultations is terms and conditions. It's where there is a term and there's a condition, but there's a condition that's pulled from me that gives it to you. Normally when I speak and I channel, I'm pulling it from you, and it's an energy exchange. Okay, it's an exchange. So when we learn about energy exchange, it triggers off a response where I can figure out where your coding is of where people are going wrong. Okay, but that also pulls it out from me where I learn just as much from you as what you do me. Because sometimes when I'm channeling, it gives you information that is also unlocking those secrets and those depths of desire through Pandora's box, but the depths of desire of all the secrets that are locked away within the subconscious, it pulls them from me to actually give you a response of something that I didn't know myself. So it gives you the information as well as it gives me. So thank you. Thank you. So I do really much appreciate that, because all the people that have returned and people that I deal with on a physical level have had so much great response through how they're now responding to their own subconscious memory, because it's fine tweaking your own matrix system of where it will learn, hopefully teach you to focus your energy more on the sweet spot where you're unlocking the desire of Pandora's box. Pandora's box does not hold one secret, it holds many. Okay, but that is locked. And it's not locked down here, it's locked in the subconscious memory. Okay, so you will see things appear, cards towards the end, and it will give you another kind of affirmation or another thing of where I also kind of explain the same kind of thing but slightly differently. But the client consultation of Skype calls and other things, the exchange of empaths is so important, of where, trust me, you are really missing the secret. You're missing the secret, and that's why I thought I would leave this on at the beginning for people, because it's so important of the first step of what they're really missing. And when they go away and you form the separation of oneself, is where you end up coming back round for another fight, and where it still comes back round as of another lesson with someone else, because of a lot to do with what blame is. But people think that blame is where you're just physically blaming someone. there's a lot more depth to it than that. Trust me, there really, really is. But a lot of these secrets and stuff that I give to people will require homework too, but it will give me a lot to give back to you, you know. So there's an exchange of, but it really will unlock those secrets of where people are seeking for the answer. It will give you the answer. Trust me, it'll put you on your path much, much, much quicker, much quicker. So also over on Patreon, you might find some of these videos in tier, where we tear up and we have tier 2. Tier 2 is still a teaching segment that I offer certain videos as well, but there are certain things that I will only do in Skype consultations. Now a Skype consultation is just an equally and vitally important more, because what I'm saying, it helps me hit that spot of where you can't find it. That's why I dive into your subconscious memory, that helps it dive into my subconscious memory, that reflects it back from me to you, from me to you, from me to you, and we form the quality of a connection that is pulling secrets from me to give it to you, and the secrets from you of where I can explore your dark side for you. Scorpio ascendant. But it pulls that dark side where I can explore your dark side of your subconscious memory that's here, that pulls and draws the focus around, so you can more focus on oneself, of what we say. But self-worth comes in many forms, many forms that people miss, okay? But it will help you focus more on your third eye, because people empathically, psychically pull from your third eye, that pull you directly to focus it on them. That's the main part of what you miss. So I can help you balance your vision and help you balance your third eye, that will draw balance back to you. It will draw what's meant for you back to you, okay? And to me, okay? So that's something that I offer. Capricorn, Booyakashan, how you doing? So we are here with your September reading. So let's see what's happening with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for September. Capricorn, any messages that you wish Capricorn to receive? It's about receiving them well. Receiving them well. I wish you well. Someone could be having a birthday. I wish you happy birthday. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Making a wish. So obviously connected to spirit, working extremely hard. I feel a lot of you have got a project. I think this is an old project or something that you've been working. I think that if you could be trying to actually like pick a new job. It's kind of like you want a new job, but you're actually realizing that you're at the moment that you're just still like stuck in the same place. Obviously working on things spiritually, but some of you could be esoteric, spirit writing and stuff like that. This is a scribe and stuff. Writing things down, positive affirmation, all that kind of stuff. Breaking through something. It's the final countdown. Like waiting to get paid as well. It's like living from day to day. Living from day to day in the living years. It's kind of like a feeling of nostalgia, of wondering, like, I wonder what my next venture can be. I want a new venture, but at the moment I'm just kind of really trying to concentrate on, I feel a lot of you are doing things on the computer. I think a lot of you are kind of checking, like, tick. Well, some of you are saying, well, that's another one that bites the dust. Yeah, so you've got waiting for a new job. I think some of you are waiting on a letter from someone or a message, or they are you. It's like a wandering feeling. It's like a feeling of being lost in translation also, of like, should I wait for this person or not? Some of you have visions and dreams of actually going on holiday and abroad, and that you might be waiting for that to happen, and the fact that you're working harder to actually save up for a holiday because you want to travel. But I feel that if you have travelled, you want to travel again. It's like, I think you're really, if I can't see a relationship. Let's see. I think it's working on it. I think someone wants to... I think it's more independent, to be honest, is what I'm picking up. I think money is more of a factor. Something was in Venus for September. But it feels like the waiting game of like, am I going to receive a message from this person? Am I going to send this message out? Should I or should I not? Should I send them an email? Some of you are sending or waiting on emails for work, and you deal with emails generally. You could be a secretary in some form. Or you do a lot of computer work. So, probably feeling a little offensive or defensive against whether you should or not. But this is self-awareness. This is being aware of your surroundings at work. That work is just overloaded. You could be overloaded at work. If I'm picking this up as work, that you're overloaded at work and you're listening to a lot of static. Which is like... It still reflects back to waiting. I think that if some of you were ghosted, and the fact that a lot goes through the mind of all the time contemplating, because this is contemplating on my next venture and contemplating on my next move, a lot to do with work, but a lot to do with also whether a message would be received well or not. Because I think that some people might be seeing that you're working too hard, or they're working too hard at actually giving messages and receiving them in the correct manner. Now, if that's a metaphysical connection, that's obviously you're the receiver as an antenna, but you're also the giver. So you have to give to receive a message well. So it depends on how well pronounced things are. So I think that if it's to do with work, I think you're like a pronunciationist or something. Like your emails, for some reason, something's going on where someone feels very guarded against things of messages that are being sent out or given, because it's more like a feeling of nostalgia of lost in space. It's a bit like sitting in front of a window wondering like about everything, like I want a new job and designer is what I also picked up, a design. I'm trying to design my own pattern. I'm trying to understand my own pattern of why all of this really works out of my favour, even though I keep working extremely hard for things to work in my favour. But time is very linear, and time learns to work for you because you're in alignment with your assignments, you see. Alignment with your assignments. So in order to have true courage, you have to learn to sacrifice something to let it go. Because when the old energy, work is energy, right? It takes a lot of energy to keep working real hard. So when you're in alignment, you don't have to put a lot of energy into it by fearing and wondering. So you have to sacrifice something in order to feel better the fact that you've took a step. Spirit knows that you've took a step, but to find your alignment, you have to do things without fear. You have to have courage, because spirits get confused with what you want. If you tell them that you want them, and you're working hard at what you're wanting is where you're at, then they know that what you want is where you are. So you end up like this, where they're saying that in order to do that, because nines all relate to around sacrificing something. Okay, that is a 9 in general, because using a high vibrational, low vibrational card, this can amount to a lot of confusion in the mind, where some would say PTSD, or some would say controlling issues. But people don't have controlling issues. Well, they do, but they don't have... See, some people will say narcissism and all that, but it's people's karma. It really is. It's their written path of understanding that we can't change people's minds. We can only change our own. You know, we can change ourselves. That's why we elevate. You know, we go up in life, not down. You can never go any further down than what you are now. You know, people say what you want, but I don't believe in my direction. But people say, you know, well, I'm not coming back to this earth. That's very ungrateful if people are unhappy on earth, because we create the earth as it was created within one. So if you don't want to come back next time, what on earth makes people think that why you would be here now? Why you would be here now? Well, even the way you look at it, the reason why you're here now is to learn about finding your path, finding your way. Finding your way forward, future forward, because this person's future forward, they're looking this way, but in this card here, they're looking back, at mirroring the whole thing back to themselves, of wondering when can I afford to go on my next holiday, but it's extremely, or my next venture, or the next message that comes in or goes out. But I think that where you're at is distracting, is really what I'm picking up. It's all distracting your energy, because at the moment I feel that it's too hard work. This person here can be exhausted, because there's an exhaustion of blood pressure that can be mounted up within an energy of like a bottle top. It comes out through the mind. The energy that you're giving off is the energy that you're receiving back of exhaustion. So some people could be suffering from an illness of high tension, blood pressure and tension, where it's like building up, where it's like someone might be like, oh God, shall I send this message? Shall I not send this message? If I send it, is it going to happen again as what happened before? Is it going to receive well? If I have to send it to my boss, I'm fearing telling them something, because this can be a boss, because it can also be a leader. So it's wanting to be your own boss. But if you work for someone, which we all do, which is the tax man, you know, it becomes very taxing, okay? So the want and need of working for oneself is obviously an alignment of where you can do things more freely, okay? So you might want to do that, but I think there's more of a feeling of grandeur, because it's like, I just want to be free. I just want to be able to do what I want to do. Soup Dragons, right? Was it? We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to have a party. We want to have a party. Some of you might be hitting on this, wanting to go out for a night or someone's party, and you're trying to like decide what is better. What is better? Because it's still waiting, you see. It's like you've decided, or someone's decided to wait here, or not wait for anybody, but then it's still reflecting back as that now you're waiting, or now they're waiting. Someone is definitely keeping somebody waiting. But for some of you, you might be relating to that energy of like on purpose. But there's a purpose to matter, you see. There's a purpose to any energy current that is received well or not. It's a written path and law of karma. Well-pronounced people attracting well-pronounced people, you know, publicly. So you might want to be a public speaker, or some of you are a public speaker, but for some people they feel defensive against what you say, or they feel or you feel offensive against what they say. But there's a for and against, you see. Some of you could be dealing with court issues or paperwork to do with like money and families, or paperwork in general, because there's kind of like a for and against. It's like, why is it that you're working against me when you're supposed to be working for me, you know? Because there is an against and a for feeling. 3 is the magic number. 3 is the magic number, and I can give you the reason why that is a magic number, you know. Because it's waiting to receive the idea. The idea is coming to you, but it's leaving you very confused of whether people should reach out or not. But there's still going on that line of, why is it that I seem to be working for you, but you're working against me? So even if you relate that to work or family or the situation that's entailed, there's a tail. There's two sides of a coin, and there's to money, and there's two sides to the earth, and there's two sides to everything. A matter of stating a fact that's factual. I've heard a ritual as well. Someone could be writing a ritual down, like a manifesting program or a ritual. And someone could be fearing, are they sending me a ritual? Like, I don't know why I heard that, but I did. Don't believe the hype. Don't give in to the energy. If people falsely confuse energy, it gets confused and they give them that, you know. But I'm not going to go into that. Because someone could be well fearing from the other side of a cross-watcher that's watching, that's crossing a line, meaning an energy current line, like the lines are being crossed through communication. They're being crossed. Someone's cross, but now they feel like lost because the energy is mixed. Continue on this story for Capricorn. There you go, there's the communication. 8. You go from a 3 to a 9 to an 8. It's backwards and forwards. Someone's energy current is confused. These are the radio waves. Someone could be pissed off with a radio because video killed the radio star. It's a current of energy that's being crossed. Someone's crossing a line. You see, because this is coming still from a 7. 17, 20, 2, yeah. And 8 again. It's a confusing energy exchange, and it's a confusing energy of like some people could be really losing their mind because spiritualism can be very, very powerful. Okay, so you have to be careful of what you're thinking here. Be careful of what you're thinking and what you're putting out as a receiving energy that's just coming straight back to you karmically. This is a lot of space travel. Because it's like someone's trying to make a decision on who's like the right job of an 8. It's like 7, it's trying to decide, like, there's a fucking boundary and you're crossing it. You're crossing my boundaries. Someone's very defensive about what people say, or someone's saying that they don't like. But that's because you're not in alignment with the people that are saying stuff. So you have to learn to let something go, which it kind of is, because it's gone backwards, but it's kind of going forwards to more of a... It depends if the communication is flowing or not. If it's blocked, it might be because there's distance of travel. These both are travel cards. Someone's dreaming a hell of a lot about just getting out, getting away. But it seems like I'm just stuck always working on the same goddamn projects all the time, and I'm just fed up, you know? I'm just fed up. It's like someone's got a dream, but they can't figure out what their dream is, you know? It's like I'm dreaming, but you'll confuse spirit by letting them know what it is that you want if you don't have the proper action to actually go and get it. If you're dreaming, you're putting it out as an intention, but if you don't go and get it, law of attraction is not just going to come to you. It doesn't just come to you. Be careful what you wish for. You've got to have a plan of action to take to get it. So if you're confusing the energy, current waves of being very confused, then there's a lot of processes that need to happen first, and that's why I offer the consultation, because there's a lot of steps that honestly that people really miss. Some of you could have Sagittarius, Aries or Leo in your chart. See, judgment is upon you. You're being judged upon this to make a call. This is a calling. Some of you do have like esoteric stuff, a lot of it, and you could be tarot card readers and things like that. But your calling in life is not the fact that I need to base my whole life around tarot cards. Your calling is what you call in from the deceased. Okay, so some of you could really be connecting with the deceased and not realizing that you're picked up a lot of bad energy. Okay, but a calling in life is a lot about learning and an energy of the deceased, which you can't see, right? So you can't see your future. So you don't have to state a statement to someone to tell people that it's over. Or someone could be, because if someone comes back, you have to have a discussion. But you can also have a discussion with spirit of telling them what you want and what you don't want. Someone has lost someone. This is the gates of heaven. Or not physically lost, but they're not with someone. It's like a yearning and a wanting to be somewhere and to answer calls. Someone does answer calls, but someone doesn't answer a call to somebody. Somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. So spirit will allow you to annoy oneself or to annoy them, but that will be a debt that needs paying to society. So I'm also picking up that someone has debts that they have to pay something off, and it holds you back because some people could overspend and there's no savings for some of you, or they're going on this project and you fearing the fact that I've got to let something go to answer this calling, but it's taking up all my time and all my energy and all of my money, because this is a free-flowing currency. So it's kind of like there's a block in you of worrying, you see, worrying. Or them, and this can be general public and everybody, because you've got all soul groups here. All of the people that are around you in your day-to-day life are trying to tell you something. They're trying to show you something about oneself also, regardless. You know, there are always teachers, and there are all spiritual teachers in life. But even higher ranking spiritual teachers also learn, you know, they do. I mean, I learn very much to just believe in my own belief and not really listen to a lot of static that people talk, you know, people talk. I don't, because it confuses my energy. Because some people don't realise that they're actually telling you that I'm stopping your progress spiritually. There's the Leo for me. But it could be Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. But this is also kind of a phallic card for me, but there's a lot of mirroring. You see, cats generally mirror a reflection back to yourself. Because I'd see this as a being scared also to make an approach to someone, because you've got this card here, you see. This card here added to this one here means it's over, okay? And this means that it's either over or it's not. Because the energy for a King of Wands can be stern, and it can reflect just as much energy back to oneself here, where this would be general public or family members or society. And it reflects it back to someone wanting to remain in charge and stern, the fact that, well, I'm just going to do things my way, because it's like my way or the highway, and you either want to continue to do the same thing with whoever or you don't. It's like, do you or don't you? Do you or don't you? Because to stand up in society takes courage to make one's own actions for oneself. Here. Okay? Here it is. An opportunity to stand up. But the King of Wands energy really needs to learn to loosen up and relax. Because the King of Wands can be someone with a lot of fixed energy, which can be Leo, which Leos are, they just love to do things and approach people in their own time, generally. There's a lot of time here. But they will only approach in their own time when they feel it necessary, because they're a fixed fire sign. If it's a Leo, but I always do represent this as Leo. If it's a Sagittarius, there's just, I want to be free. I just want to be free all the time. But that can mean, that can give off an energy of non-committal, you see. Freedom is freedom. But if you keep searching and keep searching and keep waiting and keep wondering and searching and wondering and searching, when does the perfect partner turn up? There is no perfection in life. People can't abide by a certain rule of oneself. You know. Well, you can, but that can make people non-committal, because they'll constantly search for more passion and more desire and more everything and more everything. But you will always be judged upon things. Some of you might be going to court or something to do with family courts and stuff, and some people are feeling really like, when my children leave, I feel separated from them, and I have to stand up at court, or I have to stand up against this person to make a right decision, because you have family. So this can still represent like Scorpio, but because it's an awakening, it's judgment. It's the day, the 8th day that was cried, and a boogle was from 8 days. But time's linear, so there's more than 8 days, you see. That's why it's 20, but it's at 2. Because we stand at a crossroads of, like, you know, judgment. What direction in life is it that I really take now? Which way is it that I want to go? Not wait. I have to make a decision for myself to understand which path in life that I want to take. Because what's the first thing that you ever see in front of your eyes when you open it? Time, right? which is life and death, and it's life after death. It's the present timeline. It doesn't end. Someone could be making a judgment call on a fire sign in general. You've got a lot of fire here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to continue to channel and see what these cards are about, add another card here, and then clarify everything and go under these cards to give you a bigger picture of what all this story is about and what's going to happen. Okay, this is just generally the YouTube reading. Okay, if it really starts to hit home, the extended reading is going to give you a lot of clarification of how to work around the energy to put it more in your favour. Okay, that's what they're for. And see what's going to happen for your September, guys. Okay, all the cards should start to appear. If you want a personal reading, please make sure that you reach out. There is a link below to say about a video and all that kind of stuff. This is either in your monthly folder for September for Vimeo, or there is also still the option of Patreon tier 1 and tier 2. Okay, guys, so let's see what's going to happen. Thanks so much for reaching out and for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. And thank you so much. And I cap you. Someone's going to cap you. Sorry. I will catch you later. Cheers, guys.